Sometimes in life, we find ourselves searching for an easy way out, a path that demands less energy, fewer setbacks, and minimal risk. The modern world can lure us with promises of immediate results, shortcuts that skip the struggle, and illusions that success happens overnight. But here's the raw truth. If you truly want to become the man you aspire to be, there's no skipping the hard work. Standing up and taking control requires grit, determination, and relentless effort. You might see individuals around you claiming to reach new heights in record time, and it can tempt you to believe that there's a secret formula that will unlock success without sacrifice. Yet what often remains hidden from view are the countless hours, the perseverance in the face of rejection, and the unwavering commitment that fueled their journey to the top. Whether your mission is to excel in your career, improve your relationships, or build a life of real meaning, the principle is the same. You must be willing to walk the difficult road. There's a reason people say that a diamond is formed under pressure. Becoming the best version of yourself isn't about taking detours. It's about meeting challenges head-on and finding strength in adversity. No matter how intimidating your ambitions may be, no matter how towering the mountains before you stand, you hold within yourself the capacity to conquer them, if you're willing to choose the challenging path. This is not a call to bravado or empty macho posturing. It is a call to real self-accountability, to discipline, to the kind of mental and emotional resilience that builds character. Being a man in this sense means owning your future, taking responsibility for your decisions, and refusing to wait for the world to hand you what you want. Embrace this understanding. Every moment you spend waiting for an easy exit is another moment lost where you could have been forging your potential. There are no cheat codes, no instant fixes, and no miraculous shortcuts. Only the raw, honest reality that to stand up and be a man, you have to do the work. In a world that celebrates instant gratification and overnight achievements, it can be easy to feel left behind. You might wonder if there's a magical solution to bypass the grit, if there's a lesser road that spares you the hardship and takes you straight to your goals. Let's be honest, that temptation to skip the sweat and leap to the reward looms large for all of us. But every so-called shortcut carries a hidden cost, a price that might not be obvious at first glance. It robs you of the lessons you could have gained from adversity, the resilience you could have built by persevering through challenges. Standing up and being a man is more than just a phrase. It's an acceptance of the journey, with all its twists, turns, and stumbling blocks. If you try to dodge the process, you also dodge the growth that comes from it. When you see others boasting about quick wins or flaunting their success, remember that what truly counts isn't how fast you get there, but how solidly you can remain once you've arrived. A house built on shaky ground will collapse under pressure, while one constructed on a sturdy foundation will endure any storm. That foundation is laid each time you choose to face the hard truth and embrace the grind, rather than chase hollow shortcuts. This path is not for the faint of heart. It demands you confront your fears, examine your weaknesses, and then decide you'll push forward anyway. Too often, we let temporary discomfort deter us. We become so consumed by the pain of the moment that we lose sight of the reward that perseverance can deliver. Yet real maturity, what it means to truly stand tall as a man, lies in pressing on despite that discomfort. It's forging yourself into someone who has earned his self-respect. Each drop of sweat, each moment of doubt overcome, contributes to a strength of spirit no shortcut could ever replicate. So the next time you catch yourself looking for a quick escape, pause. Ask if you're willing to sacrifice long-term excellence for short-term convenience. And if your answer is a resounding no, then keep going, keep building, and keep forging the man you are destined to become. There's a common misconception that masculinity is defined by outward displays of power or bravado, but genuine strength comes from facing reality with honesty and humility. To stand up and be a man doesn't mean never showing vulnerability. It means acknowledging your fears, anxieties, and limitations while committing to push through them. In the race to achieve your aspirations, there will inevitably be setbacks. Projects fail, plans crumble, relationships break down. It's not these losses themselves that shape who you become, but rather how you respond. Do you stay on the ground, or do you pick yourself up, dust off the disappointment, and keep marching forward? Our society often glorifies triumphs without spotlighting the trials that preceded them. However, if you peel back the curtain on any triumphant story, you'll find a person who endured countless trials and refused to back down. This is where real manhood is forged, in the willingness to keep trying, keep learning, and keep evolving. Every time you learn a new skill, overcome a hurdle, or even survive a tough day, you're adding to that internal reservoir of grit that no quick fix can ever provide. Think about how many people chase surface-level achievements, measuring their worth by fleeting metrics. The car they drive, the number of followers they have, or the job title they flaunt. These symbols of success might impress onlookers, but they offer little substance if not supported by true character. And character is precisely what's built when you face difficult moment head-on, taking responsibility instead of assigning blame. There's power in saying, yes, this is my burden to carry and I will carry it. Each time you do that, you fortify your sense of self, preparing for greater challenges down the line. Because life will test you again, and if you've shortchanged your development, you'll find yourself unprepared for the next storm. But if you've done the work, if you've embraced the obstacles and become stronger in their midst, you'll stand rooted, ready, and unshakable. That unwavering core is what sets true men apart and illuminates the difference between mere posturing and authentic resilience. Men who ascend to true leadership, whether in their personal lives or on grand stages, rarely get there by accident. They are shaped through trials, through moments when everything seemed stacked against them, and yet they chose to keep going. It could be the father waking up before dawn to provide for his family, the athlete training long after everyone else has gone home, or the student persistently studying through doubt and fatigue. In each example, the unglamorous daily grind is what forges the capability to rise. Yet we live in an era where many are tempted to seek recognition rather than mastery. They want the applause without earning the stripes, the reward without tackling the responsibility. This mindset leads to hollow victories, success with no lasting foundation. But when you realize that real achievement isn't a single finish line, but a continuous journey, you open your eyes to the real challenge, becoming a man of substance in a world that often prefers facades. Sometimes, we internalize the notion that if it doesn't happen fast, it's not worth pursuing. We crave immediate feedback, instant validation. But the most worthwhile transformations are seldom quick or simple. They are made in the quiet mornings when no one else is watching, in the extra hour of practice, in the willingness to do what others simply won't. Standing up and being a man involves the painful art of self-discipline, sacrificing fleeting pleasures for a more substantial goal. It means being accountable for your own path. Nobody else can walk it for you, and nobody else should. If you truly want to stand tall, you need to own both the victories and the failures, learning equally from each. And when you do reach milestones, do not be complacent. Understand there's always a new summit to conquer, a new challenge to test your resolve. That is why greatness doesn't happen overnight. It's an ongoing commitment to progress, a vow you make to yourself to keep growing, keep striving, and keep standing up no matter how many times you get knocked down. Being a man also means recognizing that no one is coming to hand you your dreams on a silver platter. The myth of a savior, someone or something that will magically transform your circumstances, is precisely that, a myth. If you're waiting for external validation or the perfect opportunity, you're handing over the power to shape your own life. Stop waiting. Decide. Decide that you are the one who must initiate change. This decision, simple in concept, can be the hardest step you ever take because it calls for total self-responsibility. But once you own your future, you discover a sense of freedom that can't be matched. No longer are you a bystander in your own life, passively watching events unfold. Instead, you become the architect of your destiny, intentionally designing each day to align with your highest goals. Understand, though, that this choice isn't a one-time proclamation. It's a daily act of will. Every morning, you have to recommit to your journey, especially when you'd rather give in comfort or doubt. The world might not applaud when you start out, and frankly, many won't even notice your efforts. That's okay. True transformation doesn't require an audience. Your character is proven in the tasks you perform in solitude, in the dedication you maintain when nobody's watching, and in the perseverance you show when accolades are absent. Relinquish the urge to seek constant approval. Instead, be the man who can stand alone if need be, confident that his mission holds value. Embrace the lonely road, because it's there that you discover what you're really made of. Accomplishments gained in isolation often shine the brightest once they come to light, precisely because they're rooted in authenticity, not shallow praise. So break away from the mentality of waiting or wishing. Seize each day as a chance to shape your narrative. Refuse to let your environment or your past dictate your future. If you find yourself yearning for a new chapter, then recognize it's your responsibility to pick up the pen and start writing it. When you finally take that step forward, you'll encounter an unexpected truth. The journey is filled with far more grind and glory. It's a routine, the sacrifices, and the late nights or early mornings that form the backbone of real success. Overnight triumphs are rare and often fleeting. Real men know that the path to lasting achievements lies in consistent, cumulative effort. Take ownership of the fact that the best lessons come from the toughest experiences. Where you are forced to confront who you truly are and what you stand for. Embracing discomfort becomes less a burden and more a rite of passage, a necessary stage in your evolution. One of the greatest hurdles you'll face is the voice inside that whispers you can't do it. Doubt is universal, but so is the ability to challenge it. The question is, are you willing to fight back against that self-defeating narrative? Each day, you have a choice. Succumb to inner criticism or decide that your mission outweighs your doubts. Standing up and being a man demands that you choose courage over fear time and time again. And let's not sugarcoat it. Courage can be lonely. As you push onward, some people will misunderstand your drive or distance themselves because your transformation underscores their own stagnation. Let them understand that progress sometimes comes at the cost of leaving behind those who'd rather stay in the same place. Be aware that your actions will not always be lauded. In fact, you might receive criticism, skepticism, or outright resistance. But if your vision is clear and your intentions are honest, outside opinions lose their power. Becoming a man in the truest sense is about forging your own code of honor, defined by values you hold dear, by the goals that light a fire in you, and by the relentless pursuit of self-improvement. The day you recognize that your ultimate competition is the person in the mirror is the day you truly set yourself free from needing anyone else's endorsement. At times, you will doubt whether the effort is worth the outcome. You may wrestle with failure more often than you encounter success. But those who stand up and continue moving, even when the horizon seems out of reach, cultivate a rare resilience. Every obstacle transforms into a stepping stone when you refuse to let it break you. This type of perseverance is not about blind stubbornness. It's about having a clear, unwavering sense of purpose. Keep your eyes fixed on what you ultimately want to achieve, not just the immediate rewards. In those low moments, remind yourself of the bigger picture and why you began this journey in the first place. By realigning with your deeper vision, you'll find the strength to push through temporary frustrations. In many ways, every setback is an invitation to grow. Maybe you didn't get the promotion, or the project failed, or someone close to you didn't believe in your dreams. Such disappointments can either crush your spirit or ignite a fierce resolve within you. The choice is yours. The transition from adolescence to manhood isn't marked simply by age. It's marked by the decision to stop letting defeats define you and start letting them refine you. See each mistake as an opportunity to learn, adapt, and come back stronger. The men who achieve lasting success are those who transform negative experiences into lessons that sharpen their tactics and solidify their determination. This shift in perspective is crucial because it allows you to see beyond the immediate setback and focus on the growth it can foster. And growth, genuine growth, is the real currency of a life well lived. It's not the trophies, the wealth, or the recognition that ultimately matter. It's the evolution of your character. Stand up and be a man by refusing to stay knocked down. Each time you rise, you become a better version of yourself, forging a legacy of resilience that speaks volumes about what you're truly made of. There's a silent contract you sign with yourself when you commit to being the man you know you can be. This agreement includes facing fears head-on, speaking the truth even when it's uncomfortable, and taking actions that align with your principles rather than pursuing fleeting desires. It also involves treating others with respect, understanding that real masculinity is not about dominating or belittling those around you, but about guiding, protecting, and elevating the people and communities you care about. You'll find that the real tests of character often appear in private moments, when no one else is watching or holding you accountable? Will you maintain your integrity when it would be easier to cheat or to lie? Will you stand by your word, even if it costs you temporary conveniences? These small, quiet choices accumulate, defining who you are at the core. Over time, they become the pillars that support not only your sense of self-worth, but also the respect you earn from others. Remember, respect isn't demanded. It's cultivated through consistent actions that demonstrate reliability and honor. The road to embodying this level of accountability is not smooth, and it's rarely quick. You'll likely trip over your own failings, encounter rejections, and face moments where backing down appears more enticing than persevering. But each test, every hard call, refines your internal compass. It pushes you to reflect on who you are and how far you're willing to go in pursuit of your highest ideals. Being a man, then, is an ongoing journey of refining your character, not a destination you reach by a certain age or status. If you embrace this journey wholeheartedly, you'll notice profound shift. You stop comparing your life to others' highlight reels because you recognize that real confidence comes from upholding your own values. Instead of seeking to impress, you look to impact. Instead of chasing validation, you strive for growth. And in doing so, you illustrate exactly what it means to stand up and embody genuine manhood. People often talk about a second chance or a perfect moment waiting on the horizon, but the truth is that time is fleeting. You don't have an endless supply of fresh starts. Right now, this very moment, is the only guaranteed opportunity you have to begin steering your life in a new direction. How many dreams have been deferred or lost to the tragic belief that we can always begin again tomorrow? Tomorrow is never promised, and it's easy to forget how precious each hour truly is. If you keep putting things off, you'll wake up one day buried under regret, wishing you had taken that leap when you had the chance. Don't let hesitation be your default setting. Yes, you'll face uncertainties. Yes, you'll encounter challenges that test your resolve. But it's through these obstacles that we earn the privilege of calling ourselves men who stand up rather than those who shrink away. The difference between those who achieve greatness and those who merely fantasize about it often boils down to one straightforward principle. They acted while others hesitated. It's not that the successful never felt fear or doubt. They did, but they pushed ahead regardless, fully aware that action carries them closer to their goals, while waiting cements them in place. Each day of your life is an opportunity to practice this principle, whether it's launching that business idea, reaching out to mend a broken relationship, or starting a new fitness regimen. The window of opportunity might be small, and it might not swing open more than once. Being the man who embraces it, rather than letting it slip by, sets you apart. Understand this. The cost of inaction is far higher than the cost of failure. When you attempt something and stumble, you gain experience, resilience, and wisdom. When you fail to act, you gain nothing but regret. The choice is yours to make. Remain on the sidelines of your own life, or stand up and create the future you've been envisioning. Every choice you make, each step you take, is a defining piece of the man you become. When you decide that enough is enough, that your time of second-guessing, delaying, or seeking shortcuts is over, you initiate a powerful transformation. It starts in small ways, waking up earlier to invest in your dreams, committing fully to your responsibilities, and facing your fears rather than running from them. Momentum builds as each disciplined act reinforces the next, propelling you forward with a sense of purpose that can't be easily derailed. Realize that the man who stands up isn't the one who never stumbled. He's the one who never stayed down. You have the capacity to become that man, to carve your path in your own terms, no matter how many doubters or challenges line the way. Ultimately, this journey calls for unwavering resolve, a promise you make to yourself to keep moving in the direction of your highest calling, even on the days when progress seems minimal. Because consistency, more than raw talent or luck, is a true engine of achievement. It's the daily application of willpower and intent that shapes your outcomes, forging a future aligned with the vision you refuse to compromise. As you grow into this role, people will notice. They'll see the fortitude in your eyes, the steadiness in your actions, and sincerity in your words. More importantly, you'll notice the difference inside yourself, a quiet confidence that comes from knowing you've earned every inch of ground you stand on. In the end, The greatest reward for standing up and being a man isn't external applause or recognition, but the deep sense of fulfillment that arises from living authentically and giving your all to the life you choose. This is your moment. No more waiting, no more excuses. Stand up, walk toward the fire of your aspirations, and become the man you were always destined to be. No one else can do it for you, and you wouldn't want them to if they could. This journey belongs to you, and it begins now. So, here is one final reminder. Your journey is entirely your own. No one else can fully understand your vision or your internal battles. But when you decide to claim your space in this world, unapologetically and without hesitation, you demonstrate a level of courage that transforms ordinary existence into an extraordinary life. Keep standing up. Keep embodying the values you hold dear. And whenever doubt resurfaces, remember this truth. You are capable of far more than you believe, and the world needs men who dare to prove it.